What does this have to do with concierge customer service? Okay, let's back up. When I ask a question, typically what I'm looking for is a little bit of an answer. Let's try it again. How many of you remember when the dating game was on TV? Raise your hands. Okay, look at all these old people. Wow. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now, I want you to picture a world where this happens. You're driving home from work tonight. All of a sudden, you hear a hoo, hoo, hoo. So you pull off to the side of the road. A cop pulls you over. He walks to your car. He taps on your window. And he says, "Ma'am, how are you this evening?" I'm good. And you're handing him your driver's license. And you say, was there a problem, officer? He says, "No, I wanted you to know I observed you back there at the four-way stop. You came to a complete stop. You checked traffic left, right, left again, and it was safe to do so. You proceeded. Just want to tell you to keep up the good work." Lock your doors. He is not a cop, okay? That doesn't happen. Cops don't pull you over to say, one of these. Likewise, people don't call us to say, I just wanted to tell you, wow, this dating game concept is about relationships. Why do people choose us? It's not because we're the only game in town, right? Because of the service we provide, like a car company. Now imagine, how many of you have gotten in an airplane in the last year? Raise your hands. Okay, now you're choosing between multiple carriers. Could you see yourself choosing the one that has an advertisement on TV that says, "We crash less"? Would that hook you? Would that? Actually, that would probably make you rent a car from Hertz, wouldn't it? And just hope it's green. Because you didn't want to think about that. You assumed that that plane was not going to crash, but thanks for making me think about it now. Well, now we have to start thinking about it. In a relationship set, you have a lot of choices. Angela on our team was saying, she asked her grandmother, who'd been married about 62 years, she said, "What is the secret to such a long marriage and a long relationship?" She said, "It's easy. I've had a packed suitcase in the closet by the front door for 62 years. Now, I think that's a joke, but here's what's important about it. If you're in a relationship and you constantly, perpetually know that it's not the only game in town, is that going to change how you react in that relationship? Okay, we are not the only game in town. See? We have other choices. See that on-ramp? What we're talking about today is, what does that on-ramp look like? We are trying to actively lure other people. If we get complacent and just say, you know what, we've been good enough. We're in Chicago here. If you don't know, we have the whole market sewn up. If we say that's good enough, we're going to lose our edge in a big way, and other people are going to come in. Let me define satisfaction a little differently. Satisfaction means I am not actively disappointed with you now. You see that's kind of a half-empty way of looking at it? It's the key word here is actively dissatisfied with you. That implies that I'm going to be, and boy, howdy, it's coming. But not right now. I'm not active with my dissatisfaction. The pleasure for now. I'm not actively dissatisfied with you. So how many of you have been through a drive-thru in the last month? Raise your hands. Okay, how many of you have taken the personal health manager? If you had, you probably wouldn't have hit that drive-thru. You go through the drive-thru and you say, "I want a number 3 supersized." And then ironically, we get diet, right? we get those large fries that have 4 gabillion grams of fat. And they say, but make it a diet. I'm watching my weight. Well, actually, that's what I do. But when you get your number 3 and you get in the car and you drive away and you look in your bag and then you find that the number 3 you ordered is actually in your bag, what do? You're happy. Yeah, you're happy because our expectations are so low that we're amazed that they got it right. I mean, now think about it. I'm not making fun of any particular restaurant, but you give them $5 and sometimes they can't even make change. They're like, "Can I just give you a handful of ketchups? I don't know how much I owe you." So when you get your order, you might be happy, meaning you're not dissatisfied yet, right? And you bite into it and say, "I said no pickle. What is this? What is this green thing with ridges in my mouth? It's a pickle." Okay? So when you are actually getting your order, do you call your mom long distance and say, "Mom, I know it's peak hours, but I want to tell you what just happened. I ordered a number 3 supersize, and guess what I got in my bag? I am not kidding, Mom. I got a supersize number 3 in my bag." You know what? When we get what we expect, we don't tell a lot of people about it. So that's what satisfaction is. It's pleasurable. It means I'm not actively dissatisfied. What is loyalty? Committed. Committed. Good. Are you the committed one? Who's committed over here? All right. Thank you, sir. Committed. So we have pleasured, and then we have committed over here. So do we know the difference between what it is to be satisfied, have pleasure, versus being loyal? How many of you are in a relationship? Raise your hands. Okay, then you know the difference between the two, right? Because is it possible to be loyal but not satisfied? Okay. The ones of you laughing, I know. And I'm just saying, I'm sure this has happened before. So we want satisfied members, right? Do we ever have to give members bad news? Like, I'm sorry, that's not covered? So if they're just satisfied, aren't they going to be now dissatisfied? So that's not enough, is it? But if what loyalty is built by is time after time after time after time, you have met and exceeded my expectations, so now I'm going to cut you some slack. If you've ever been in a relationship and you say to your partner, hey, can you just cut me some slack? What you're saying is, I keep investing in this bank. I keep doing, and now I screwed up, okay? I just did. I'm sorry. Cut me some slack. Well, see, now that is saying, I think we've been satisfied enough. Now it's loyalty. But is loyalty even enough? We want loyal people, which means if you have to think about where you're going after work today, do I go home to my wife of 13 years or do I go to Vegas? Thinking. If you have to think about it, you might not have already made that loyalty decision, right? Okay, so now loyalty is very good. We want loyal members. But now think about the next step, and that really is this right here. If you're really excited about it, doesn't that lead to engagement? People who will actively do a commercial for us. But we are so good, it's sort of like when you blow your nose, you're using a what? A Kleenex. Your little girl's playing with the doll, she's playing with the what? And you make a photocopy, you're making a what? Okay, you're drinking a soda, you're drinking a Coke. Okay, so if you have insurance, you must have. Yeah, we don't just want to be that generic thing. We want to be that very specific thing because we don't want to be just a guy. I had some options and I picked a guy to go on a date with. We want someone to choose us intentionally and mindfully. So here's another example right here that, what does this symbolize in a relationship? Romance. I think I heard a guy over there say, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about that too. But you know, think about this. Women, if you've ever gotten flowers at work, it probably means something if you get it for your birthday or your anniversary, right? Wouldn't it mean more to get it just because? I was thinking about you, honey, and I just wanted you to know, and I wanted the people you work with to know that someone thinks you're very special. That, I'm told, is like the coolest feeling in the world. Guys, I hope you're taking notes, okay? But that's the coolest feeling in the world. How does that relate to what we're doing? We don't want to just react or respond when our members say, hey, you know what I really want? We want to anticipate what they want. That's what a concierge is. It's someone who thinks ahead and says, you know what, if I were in your shoes, I'd want this. I remember seeing this comic. I ripped it out of the paper. There's a guy and a girl on a first date, and the guy is eating, and he's protecting his plate like a wolf, and he's wolfing down the food, and the girl is just kind of looking at him, and she's got no food in front of him, and he says, I suppose you want something to eat too. Think about that in a relationship term. If I want this, if when I'm the customer, I want someone to stop what they're doing and listen to me with their eyes, that's what my kids say. Daddy, I know you're listening to me, but listen with your eyes. Busted. Honey, no, really, I can talk on the phone, watch TV, play a video game, and read a magazine while I'm still listening to you. If I'm listening with my eyes and you have my full attention and you are the most important person in the room, that's what our members want to feel like. If that's what you want when you're the customer, then that's exactly what our members want.